We're going to start with a quote. We are entering a Copernican moment of possible redefinition of what it means to be human. That's Michael Pollan with Ezra Klein of the New York Times on YouTube. Welcome. I'm Taylor Marsh, author and host of Blew My Mind podcast. Humans are geared to find spiritual connection to explain the meaning of life. Organized religion in all its forms is how we've done that for 2,000 years. What is missing today is an understanding of the universe and the energies and how they impact humans collectively and personally through events that are phenomenal. Now, I'm a phenomenology guide, and I'm going to tell you what that is by reading from my thriller from last year, Darker Than Blood. Here we go. My unique ride would flummox both Jung and Freud, led my colleagues to question the person they once knew. It is the 21st century, and humans must think in different ways and reimagine how we describe our experience as a soul in a body. Astronomy is my guide. Foreshadowing of future events can be seen through larger astronomical shifts which are fated. Daily and monthly predictive horoscopes are misleading. What matters is larger phenomenal planet shifts placed amid the hum of the moon's phases and the Earth's orbit around the sun. Experience rivals all sciences, religions, and human rules. Phenomenology is the new frontier. It is the study of experience and the mysterious connections between planets and other bodies, the metaphysical, and how humans experience life. Phenomenology studies synchronicity for what it can teach humanity about daily life. Energy is magnetic or it is weak. The alchemy of energy in human experience is the blind side. Scientists, religious leaders, and academics dismiss at the cost of truth. This is my sweet spot, the discipline, the science of phenomenology. I have proven there is a correlation between energetic shifts during certain astronomical events and what humans experience collectively and personally. Now, one phenomenon I want to cover today is something called moon void. Astrologers don't mention it very often, and it is the moment where the moon is going from one place in the universe to another place. And there's a period of time, every 2 to 3 days, when it is void. It hasn't made it to the next sign, and it's not in the previous sign. And that is called moon void. Most astrologers have a do's and don'ts for this kind of thing. You're not supposed to launch something during moon void. You're not supposed to travel during a moon void. There's all kinds of evidence as far as historic events happening during moon void. It's not that they cause it, it's the synchronicity of moon void and the event. And another thing that you're not supposed to do during moon void is have a date or plan a wedding. Now, I'm going to give you my version of what moon void means because I've been doing this a long time, and I'm telling you this through the experience, through the lens of phenomenology. I was doing a creative project, and I was working with a team. It was a group I hired. And we were going along, and we were getting to this critical phase, and we made a date, And we were going to meet that date and do something really expansive. And I was very excited about it. One thing I should add is the communication energies that govern technology, some technology and other things, was retrograde. It was a time of reestablish, rebuild, reimagine is what I was doing of this project. And so I knew there was going to be that kind of issue, the communication maybe between me and the team. It worked out fine. It was a little slower, but part of it on my side when I was going through this, I kept hitting glitches. And I knew there was competing energies, but you just have to keep going, right? Every 2 to 3 days, there's no human that can plan your professional life by moon void. You just can't do it. It's not possible. Why would you want to? But we finished. I was in the middle of it, and we were almost done, I should say. And suddenly this feeling came through me, and it was an aha moment, right? An epiphany. And I looked at what I was doing, and I looked at what we were doing and my part of it, and I said, this isn't good enough. This has to change, and this has to change, and this has to change. So when we finished that day, it wasn't complete. We had to, reconvene again. I changed a lot on my side in my mind because I hadn't really launched it yet. And the change made the difference in the entire expansion and what it would look like and my part in it. And it was such a learning experience because I was pretty good about not launching my publishing company, not launching a book during Moon Void, but there was always other stuff going on. And you can't have a perfect thing. You have to go by your instincts. And of course, that I've already explained my theory about that. The first thing you have to do is tell yourself the truth. And that's why this epiphany was so important. Because there was something I was missing. There was something that didn't quite resonate with me when I was doing this. And I said, it's you. You're not doing X. And so I hadn't even noticed that before. And I wonder, what would have happened if I would have paused and said, we can't do it, I'm busy? I wouldn't have said it was moon void. I would have told this team, look, it's not a good day. We should do it on this day. What would have happened? I got to tell you, I don't think I would have learned that I was missing a big aspect of my part of this project. So I really have to warn people, do not plan your life according to something on the outside. Unless, it's true, I do get psychic messages, and I don't know when they're going to happen. And that's what really drew me to astrology many, many, many years ago. And I found that it helped me pinpoint where this event I was thinking about in my mind that dropped in might happen. That's a completely different thing, but you have to move from your own inner truth. That's where it starts. So that when your instincts pull at you like it did during this expansion, you can trust them, and that you can trust your intuition, and it's not just a dream. It's not just a hope. And it's very interesting how people used astrology. The daily astrologies, the weekly astrologies, I'm not real keen on those. You won't find me saying this. I do think new moons are important. We just had a Cancer new moon recently, but it wasn't a launch time. It was basically letting go of things and understanding where you'd landed. The clarity you need in these energies when they change as they have, the clarity. And it reminded me of something that when I was studying these great scientists of ancient times, Kepler, who was a practicing astrologer, and he was also a scientist. And he talked about, quote unquote, vulgar astrology. And to me, that vulgar astrology is using what an astrologer says, the analysis, and saying, you shouldn't, if this man is in this business or is this sign, or if this woman is, or this person is in this business or has this sign, you shouldn't meet them. And that's what he called vulgar because of his own reasons. But my thinking about it is because you're really working from the outside in. And that is always a mistake, especially for creatives. Now, Marsilio Ficino worked with the Medicis, and he did not like astrologers because of the predictive element, but he was dealing a highly Catholic world, and the religion and astrology has always had a bit of a problem, but there's no reason the two can't mix, because it is about internal clock, your internal desires, but authenticity as well. Now, as for phenomenology, I think it's very interesting. And the reason I use famous people sometimes is because it's a good marker for all of us, because we all understand who these people are. But Taylor Swift's marriage, I do believe, if I'm calculating this right, her marriage was during a moon void. And it's very interesting because this is a woman who is authentic, who knows what she's planning, picks her dates very carefully, picks the time of night to release albums very carefully, and she is authentic completely. She trusts herself, she's centered. And are we saying, let's say by some weird chance the marriage doesn't work out. I hope all marriages work out, but let's say it doesn't work out. Are we actually going to blame moon void? That's the thing about astrology. It's never the cause. And all the things that Taylor has done in her life, there is no reason to think that this wedding planned on this date, especially the energies on July 4th weekend. I mean, Madonna, I'll be dancing to Madonna all summer. But there's no reason to doubt Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift. They've been dating for years, several years. They have been committed to each other for a long time. This marriage is a legal aspect with a monster prenup, I'm sure. Her father took care of her there. This is why these moon void issues are fine to pay attention to if there's nothing else connected to you and a date. But when you have all kinds of things that make a certain date or a certain time authentic to you, always go with your own gut, which is your instincts, because that's the only way in the end, after all this time, if you go on your instincts over and over again, at some point, more times than not, you are going to hit a sweet spot in the universe, and it's going to resound throughout your life. It's true. So make sure that you are looking in the mirror all the time and asking yourself, am I being honest? What am I lying to myself about? And you have to say it out loud to yourself and fix that before you can really trust your instincts or your intuition or trust something outside of yourself like astrological elements. That's my theory. I'm Taylor Marsh. This is Blew My Mind podcast, and it's being produced by 320 Creative, and I want to thank them so much for getting me on video. I swear to you, I swear, if it weren't for 320 Creative, you wouldn't be seeing my mug on video. Anyway, you can catch me on all the socials. My website is taylormarsh.com. Until next time.